It was 3:30 in the morning when my phone exploded on the nightstand. Not a text, not an emergency alert, an actual call. And by the end of that night, my grandfather's World War II medals, his Purple Heart, his Bronze Star, would be gone. That's how it started. That's how Karen Manson, Queen of the Oak Hollow HOA, pushed me to the edge. Act 1. The Spark. My name's Logan Shaw. I'm 38, an engineer just trying to keep my yard neat, pay my dues, and mind my own business in a quiet suburban neighborhood. At least it used to be quiet. Until Karen. Karen Manson, mid-50s, blonde hair, iron voice. She wasn't just the HOA president, she acted like she owned every square inch of the cul-de-sac. She carried the bylaws like a holy book and quoted them like scripture. That night my phone glowed red, 3:27 a.m., and I answered groggy. "Logan, it's Karen. There's a severe weather alert, high winds. I'm doing a property sweep and your side gate is locked. I need you to drive back, unlock it now." I sat up, the absurdity sinking in. "Karen, I'm in another city. I told you I'm here for a conference. I'll be back Sunday." Her pause was like a snake coiling. "Yes, I'm aware. But the bylaws are clear. Section 4B, emergency access. If you won't act like a responsible homeowner, I will. This is your final opportunity to comply." She wasn't asking. She was testing. She wanted to see if she could make me dance 2 hours away in the middle of the night over a tree branch. I said no, and I hung up. When I pulled into my driveway Sunday afternoon, the neighborhood looked calm. My hedges trimmed the oak tree standing solid. For a moment I thought maybe I'd overreacted, until I saw it, the side gate. The lock, twisted wood, splintered like someone had jammed it with a crowbar. I ran straight to the garage, opened the gray cabinet, lifted the cedar box. Empty. My grandfather's medals. Gone. His watch gone. The only things he ever specifically left to me. Pieces of his life, his service, his blood. Stolen. I just stood there, the air thick and stale, the rage draining into a hollow ache. And in the back of my mind, I heard Karen's voice at 3:27 a.m. "I need access now." She knew. She knew exactly what to take. Act 2. Escalation and turning point. I called my brother Danny. He's a detective, level-headed, the kind of guy who turns chaos into checklists. He came, photographed the splintered gate, filed a report. 2 officers stopped by, said they'd canvass the neighborhood, but I could see it in their faces. No suspects, no cameras, no chance. At the HOA meeting, I confronted Karen in front of everyone. "Karen, you called me about a fake storm. My gate was broken and my grandfather's medals were stolen. You were on my property." She leaned into the mic, syrupy sweet. "Logan, I'm as shocked as anyone. I checked your yard, yes, but the gate was secure when I left. Your theft must have happened later. This unfortunate crime only proves why vigilance is necessary." The audacity. She twisted it, made it sound like I was reckless, that my theft was proof she was right. Then she banged her gavel, declared the matter closed, and moved on to budgeting the annual pet parade. I walked out, humiliated, furious, but also scared. Everyone heard her version. She had the microphone, the rules, the mask of authority. All I had was a broken gate and a hollow box. That week I almost gave up. I sat in my dark living room staring at the empty cabinet, thinking maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe I'd never see those medals again. Maybe I should just move on. But then I thought about my grandfather, his steady hands teaching me to tie a knot, his quiet voice telling me what honor means. He bled for those medals. How could I not fight for them? So I pushed forward. We started canvassing the neighbors. Mrs. Gable, the widow, 2 doors down, whispered that she heard scraping metal that night, saw a tall silhouette by my gate around 3:30. Not enough. But then there was Mike, the retired mailman across the street, the unofficial watchman. He leaned on his car and told me he saw Karen's SUV creeping down the block with its headlights off. She parked around the corner, sat there 30 minutes, then drove away. 10 minutes later, a beat-up sedan pulled up. Someone hopped out, ran up my driveway. It clicked. Karen wasn't the burglar, she was the lookout. But we needed proof, real proof. Danny dug through pawn shop records. One hit a Waltham military watch logged the morning after the break-in. Seller's name, Kevin Manson. Karen's nephew. The kid with a rap sheet, the same beat-up sedan. We drove to the pawn shop, and there he was on camera, nervous twitching, placing my grandfather's watch on the counter, selling it for pocket change. My stomach turned. Anger, grief, vindication all at once. We finally had him, and through him, her. But a theft charge on Kevin wasn't enough. Karen would just cut him loose, claim he stole from her too. We needed the bigger picture. That's when we found Arthur Vance, a former HOA secretary. Frail man in his 70s, but sharp. When we told him what happened, his face hardened. She kept a second set of books, he said, a little black notebook. She called it her community action log. She tracked residents' fines, even items she wanted to recover. He handed us photocopies he'd saved years ago, columns of names, fines, and a chilling header. Assets for recovery. Under the Rivera's address, antique jewelry, grandmother's silver cutlery. It wasn't just me. She'd been looting neighbors for years. We now had her nephew on video, a witness from the past, and a trail of fraud in public records. But the key, the ledger, was still locked in her desk. That's where Brenda came in. She was another board member, loyal on the surface but not rotten to the core. I dropped an envelope on her porch contracts showing Karen's nepotism property records, tying her to foreclosures, the pawn shop photo of Kevin, and the ledger copies. She didn't speak for days. Then late one night my phone rang. "This is Brenda. I looked at what you gave me." "Oh my God. The ledger, it's real, isn't it?" "It's real," I said, "and it's still in her desk. We need you to help us expose her." She hesitated, voice trembling. "She'll destroy me." "No," I told her. "We'll destroy her first." Act 3. Showdown and Justice. The HOA called a special hearing to resolve the baseless accusations of Logan Shaw. The clubhouse was packed, neighbors, shoulder to shoulder, buzzing like a courtroom before trial. Karen sat at the head table, gavel ready, smile smug. "We are here to restore harmony," she announced. Then she pointed at me. "Mr. Shaw has 10 minutes to present his grievances." I stepped up. My hands were shaking, but my voice was steady. "Thank you, Karen. But I'm not here about grievances. I'm here about crimes." The room stirred. Karen's smile faltered. I started with the call at 3:27 a.m. The fake storm, the broken gate. I held up photos of the splintered lock. Gasps rippled. Then I dropped the bomb. "The thief who broke into my property was your nephew, Kevin Manson." Her eyes darted. "Kevin? I haven't seen him in months." "Really?" I gestured to the screen as my brother hit play. Grainy footage filled the wall. Kevin at the pawn shop counter, sliding my grandfather's watch across the glass. The room erupted, neighbors pointing, whispering, shouting. Karen slammed her gavel, shouting hearsay, but her voice was drowned. I pressed on, pulling out documents, the landscaping contract awarded to her brother-in-law, the foreclosure sales funneled into her LLC. She finds neighbors into ruin and then steals their homes. This isn't leadership, it's racketeering. The crowd roared. Some stood, fists clenched. Others gasped. Gerald, her bulldog treasurer, tried to shout me down, but it was useless. Finally, I leaned in, voice low. And how did she manage it all? She kept a ledger. A private book tracking every fine, every target, every stolen asset. Karen jumped to her feet, face red, hair trembling. "That is a lie. There is no ledger." I turned. "Brenda." The room shifted as every head turned toward her. Brenda stood shaking, then straightened. "It's true," she said, voice breaking but clear. "I've seen it. She keeps it in her home office bottom right drawer." Chaos. Karen lunged at her, screaming, but 2 men stepped between them. People shouted, pointed, some demanding her resignation, others demanding police. In the den, Danny was already on his phone, official now, reporting credible witness testimony, requesting a warrant. The trap had snapped shut. By dawn, detectives searched Karen's house. They found the black ledger exactly where Brenda said. Pages of fines, foreclosures, and underlined notes. Assets for recovery. They found bins of stolen goods. Mrs. Rivera's jewelry, another family's silverware, and wrapped in an old towel, my grandfather's medals. Kevin confessed. Karen was arrested. The empire she built on fear collapsed in a single night. And me? I stood in that meeting hall, the crowd roaring, Karen in cuffs, and I felt something I hadn't felt since the day the medals were stolen. Peace. Closing line. Power only lasts as long as people stay silent. Once you expose the truth, even the biggest bully falls.